Hey Bear Squad, what is up? Guess what's happening? We're finally putting credit card readers on the new location. Listen, I've heard you. Over and over again, I've heard you. Polar Bear, put the credit card readers on. Polar Bear, you need to put credit card readers on there. Polar Bear, it would be better if you had credit card readers. I get it, guys. I get it. I promise, I get it. So credit card readers for me, because I'm very particular about what I put on my machines, are about 400 bucks a pop. But I buy them from Nyax. Really awesome company. I love their product. I buy probably one of the most expensive readers they have because it looks pretty and pretty sells, so why not? Anyways, so we're going to be installing this on the Royal 660 we have at our brand new salsa bottling plant location. This place is awesome. This place is going to help me grow my business so much because it's an actual really good location. So I'm super stoked about this. First things first, I am going to show you what the machine looks like before the credit card reader is in it. And I'm actually gonna show you kind of a little drawing that I put on it where we're gonna drill some holes in the machine to install the credit card reader. All right guys, let's fly right into it. And this is the Royal 660-9, and here are the little circles that we have drilled into this machine. Okay, so we're gonna be drilling holes where those little black drawn circles were. I drew it with pen. I normally do this with Sharpie. Sharpie is really the best way to go. Because it shows up no matter what, everywhere. Something I didn't know because I wasn't paying attention is this was plastic. Plastic melts when it heats up, which kind of stinks. We'll get into that later. So anyways, before we get into that, let's look at the back side of where we're going to be drilling out and see what we need to move out of the way in order to make everything go in without hurting anything, because that's our top priority. Don't break anything. All right, let me show you real quick. Okay, so this is the back side. You can see the bill acceptors in the way. We've got that little plate there that's in the way. So we're just going to try to remove them. So what I'm going to have to do here is we're going to have to remove the bill acceptor. Then we're going to have to remove the little plate in back of that. Actually, no, we can probably drill right through the plate. Yeah, we'll just drill right through the plate. Now, something that occurred that I didn't catch on film that really frustrated me was I had a drill with a drill bit and it's like a little hole saw designed for metal. Once the little hole saw is on there, I'm probably not using the right word for this, but once the little hole saw is on there, it's really hard to get off. And I drilled the big hole first. I didn't have the tools to break apart the other one. So I went through this struggle of trying to break them apart, or not break them apart, but separate the two tools so I could use just the pilot drill for the other little holes in there. Oh man, it was bad. But I ultimately got it. We got the holes drilled in there, which was really good. But before we get to that, let me show you what the space looks like without the bill acceptor in there, so you can see the space that we have to work with now. Alright guys, so we have managed to get the bill acceptor out of the way. This is the hole, and now we just gotta start drilling into this plate here. So from here, I went right on ahead and drilled those holes, went through the crazy thing we talked about before, which was a nightmare. God, that took so long to figure out. And I had to make sure when I was drilling these holes that they were perfectly aligned, because if you don't, you run into some really big problems, or not really big problems, you just wind up having to cut more holes. I have to say, the first time I installed one of these credit card readers, it was really difficult for me because I didn't have the right tools. So I had one size of drill bit, and I wound up taking that drill bit and trying to punch a whole bunch of little holes to make the big circle in there, and it looked so ugly. It was so bad. Fortunately, the credit card reader covered it up, so you couldn't really see it. But man, it just looked so bad. It was very poorly done. The first time I do anything, it seems to always be poorly done. Anyways, we got the holes drilled in, and I gotta say, look way more professional this time. The plastic melted a little bit, but they look way more professional. Look at them.
Look at that. That looks so beautiful. Now we got to get that credit card reader installed. Let's get this done, guys.
So now that we have the holes drilled, there's a problem. Of course there's a problem. There's always a problem. Polar bear's doing it. So what happened is there's a plastic sheet and then there's a metal sheet. There's two different pieces there, right? And I drilled through both of them, not really thinking about the thickness of the two of them. And the little nuts or bolts that they gave me to stick through there and put the credit card reader into place, they weren't long enough. Not again. Anyways, so ultimately what we did is we took the metal piece off, we fastened the credit card reader to the plastic piece, and then we ran the wires from the credit card reader out through the metal piece and the plastic piece. This worked, and it worked really well, and the metal piece would hold the plastic piece in place. It wound up looking okay when it was done. Wound up looking pretty good when it was done. Look at it real quick. Tell me what you think. Tell me in the comments below what you think of the credit card reader.
All right, so here's the back side of it. You can see where the wires come out and they're just dangling down there. We're going to swing it to the front real quick so you guys can get an actual view of it.
There's a bit of a story after this. I didn't get any footage past this because I wound up on tech support for a while. By the way, Nyack's tech support is amazing. These guys are absolutely phenomenal. And I don't get paid to say this. These guys are actually like, they just provide a really good quality product, and I really like their product. What happened is, I know what the problem is now. I didn't know what the problem was then, so I didn't actually resolve it, and I have to go back down and resolve it at some point. The Royal 660-9 has an option in the password protected menu that allows you to enable credit card reporting or cash sales to the credit card machine. And the whole, like the bigger point of having a credit card reader for me, it's not even the sales so much, it's being able to track when the machine needs to be filled. That way you're not wasting trips, because that's what gets really expensive. When you start going down to do everything multiple times when you didn't need to, you're visiting a location too often, you wind up wasting a lot of money. You don't need to be there all the time. In fact, you should only be there when the machine needs to be filled up. Outside of that, it gets annoying, and that's why I'm going to be purchasing credit card readers for all of my machines. Thank goodness. What happened is I found this out that it wasn't reporting cash transactions. You need to call the company anyway to set up your product map, and you got to call them to just make sure everything's communicating properly. You got to test it, make sure it vends after using it. We got it to work for the customer all the way through, which is great. We got everything on that front working fine. But the cash reporting on my end, on the back side, wasn't doing anything. So to troubleshoot this, we took a different credit card reader that I have, installed it, and the problem persisted. So at that point we knew that it was a problem with the vending machine. I didn't know what the problem was at the time. And hopefully you guys can learn from this if you ever get one of these machines. What it actually was there's a credit card reader option in the password protected menu that will allow the cash sales to report through the MDB wires, interface, whatever you want to call it. And that was turned off. So I need to go, I haven't done it yet. I still need to go do it at the time of this filming. I need to go down, we need to go into the menu and fix the problem. And once I've actually done that, I'll mention it in a video later so you guys know what actually happened. If it worked, if it didn't, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna work. I'm almost 100% certain. But that's about it for this video. Bear Squad, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Remember to love life, live your dreams, and as always, be Farnsworthy. Check out one of these videos wait, hold on. Where's the, I gotta remember how to do this, right? So I'm looking at it. So subscribe, check out videos. Or is it subscribe, check out videos? I don't know. Just click on one. Peace.